hope you did have a great Thanksgiving. I guess it continues yet through this weekend. It's great to have you all with us. A little different for Dawn and I this year. We had none of our kids home for Thanksgiving. And that was sad. Hunter's in Dublin, Ireland right now. Grant's in Ohio. Skylar's in Arizona. And during the week, Dawn and I were doing some cleaning out of some things in her office. It's actually been a clean out of a lot of the house, much of the house. We have a long overdue, like 15-year long overdue, remodel, replacing some carpets and things we're going to be doing. And while we were doing that, we were stumbling across some childhood memories of our kids, kids' artwork and photos and letters to mom and dad over the years. And we really, despite our kids not being home, had a lot of nostalgic and sentimental and moments, my wife and I. And so, but as I was sharing earlier, their absence was felt more than I had expected. But one thing they did, actually, our kids, to encourage us, it was a little bit later in the day on Thanksgiving. They sent my wife and I a screenshot of the three of them on a Zoom call. And here they are. So Hunter, Grant, and then Skylar's down at the bottom. So that warmed my heart, just seeing them connecting even from afar. Just kind of filled my own papa heart with gladness and maybe even a few tears, just seeing that they could be together through the wonders of technology. Kind of side note on the kind of a tear-jerking thing. So have any of you seen the new Apple commercial for their AirPods Pro that can be used as clinical-grade hearing aids? Have anyone seen this commercial yet? It's just dropping. The title of this commercial is called Heartstrings. And it's a nearly 2-minute commercial that focuses on a dad and his daughter as she's growing up and just the things he missed out on hearing because he's hearing impaired. And this commercial, it tugs on your heartstrings. The father's crying at the end. I've watched it twice now. I'm crying at the end of it. It's just kind of like that scene in Christmas Vacation where Chevy Chase is stuck in the attic and he's watching films of his family growing up and he's just sobbing in tears. And I'm like, yep, here I am. That's what's happened to me at age 58. And so anyway, that's fun. But we are now kind of turning our attention and ourselves toward Christmas and the Advent season that precedes it. Normally in the Ferry household, the day after Thanksgiving means putting up our Christmas decorations and trimming the tree. But because of all the renovation that we're going to be doing, we're not putting up any Christmas or hardly any Christmas decorations this year to kind of stir my Christmas spirit. But we are still in the Christmas spirit. Christmas music is playing everywhere in our house. We love Christmas time in our family. Whether it's watching movies like Polar Express or Elf or Christmas Story, or whether it's going to a concert, whatever years we get to take in the Nutcracker or other holiday concerts. Last year we got to go see Pentatonics. That was amazing. And maybe it's just for us driving around the neighborhood, looking at Christmas lights and chasing displays. Or many years it's meant just having some of my mom's Christmas cookies. Even when I relocated to Colorado, and basically anytime I was no longer living at home, my mom would send me literally dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of her Christmas cookies every year, all individually wrapped, made with care so they wouldn't break in transit, shipped in specially made boxes that she had my dad make, and she held on to those boxes and we kind of recycled them. But, with her passing earlier this year, I'm kind of like, no mom's Christmas cookies. Yeah, I'm like, doggone it. So I know some here have lost others this year as well, or maybe in prior years around this time of year. And I know it can make Christmas hard, and my heart goes out to you if that's your case. But wherever you find yourself this Christmas season, take heart that God orders reality, if you will, according to various seasons and rhythms, whether they're dark or light, whether they're heavy or whether they're full of cheer. The writer Ecclesiastes tells us that there's a time for everything. So God knows that, and God's aware of whatever season you're in right now. So we are here on December 1st. It's the beginning of Advent season. It's that time of year that precedes Christmas and is intended to kind of get our hearts ready for Jesus' arrival on Christmas Day. Now, the challenge that you and I face is simply our familiarity with the story. Familiarity has a way of eliminating wonder. And as we age, it seems we somewhat lose our ability to see things spiritually. If you're like me, maybe you're tempted to settle for just the sentimental dimensions of Christmas. But those really don't capture the enormity of what Christmas really means. Or maybe we settle for just focusing on getting all those Christmas gifts ready. Or maybe we settle for and kind of buckle up for the busyness that these next 4 weeks is going to bring. But all of that, if we experience that, we end up struggling to experience the true meaning of Christmas. So, Christmas, sentimental, yes. Nostalgic, yes. Undeniably a time of joy and celebration and wonder. But beneath the twinkling lights, in the warm traditions, lies a sobering truth that gives this season its profound depth. At its core, the coming of Jesus is not just a quaint nativity story. Rather, it's a profound intervention. It's a cosmic struggle between sin and righteousness. And it was a rescue mission that God had to organize that was born out of our desperate need for saving. And I fell into this deeper meaning of Christmas in a psalm I was reading a few weeks back. It's Psalm 110. It's a very short psalm. It's only 7 verses. But in verse 4 of that psalm, a king is mentioned. King Melchizedek. Fascinating and mysterious figure in the Bible. He appears just 3 times. Once in Genesis 14, once in the psalm I read a few weeks ago, Psalm 110, and then in Hebrews 7, which is going to be our text today. So let's go ahead and turn there to Hebrews chapter 7, and we're going to be reading starting in verse 1. We're going to read a fairly large section of text here. Keep your eyes open for Melchizedek, and keep your eyes open for the word priest as we read through this passage in Hebrews. This Melchizedek was king of Salem and priest of God Most High. He met Abraham returning from the defeat of the kings and blessed him. And Abraham gave him 1/10 of everything. First, his name means king of righteousness. Then also, king of Salem means king of peace. Without father or mother, without genealogy, without beginning of days or end of life, like the Son of God, he remains a priest forever. Just think how great he was. Even the patriarch Abraham gave him 1/10 of the plunder. Now the law requires the descendants of Levi who become priests to collect 1/10 from the people, that is, their brothers, even though their brothers are descended from Abraham. This man, however, did not trace his descent from Levi, yet he decided to collect 1/10 from Abraham and blessed him who had the promises. And without doubt, the lesser person is blessed by the greater. In the one case, the 1/10 is collected by the men who die, but in the other case, by him who is declared to be living. One might even say that Levi, who collects the 1/10, paid the 1/10 through Abraham, because when Melchizedek met Abraham, Levi was still in the body of his ancestor. If perfection could have been attained through the Levitical priesthood, for on the basis of the law that was given to the people, why was there still need for another priest to come, one in the order of Melchizedek, not in the order of Aaron? For when there is a change of the priesthood, there must also be a change of the law. He of whom these things are said belonged to a different tribe, and no one from that tribe has ever served at the altar. For it is clear that our Lord descended from Judah. In regard to that tribe, Moses said nothing about priests. And what we have said is even more clear. If another priest like Melchizedek appears, one who has become a priest not on the basis of a regulation as to his ancestry, but on the basis of the power of an indestructible life. For it is declared, you are a priest forever in the order of Melchizedek. This former regulation is set aside because it was weak and useless, for the law made nothing perfect, and a better hope is introduced by which we draw near to God. And it was not without an oath. Others became priests without any oath, but he became a priest with an oath when God said to him, the Lord has sworn and will not change his mind. You are a priest forever. Because of this oath, Jesus has become the guarantee of a better covenant. Now, there have been many of these priests since death prevented them from continuing in office, but because Jesus lives forever, he has a permanent priesthood. Therefore, he is able to save completely those who come to God through him, because he always lives to intercede for them. Now, instead of dealing with all 25 verses today, I want us to get to the big picture and the main point. And the big picture of this passage is Christ's superior priesthood over any of the priests that preceded him, over any of the Old Testament priests of the tribe of Levi. And the whole point, the main point, is really contained in verse 25, where it said, the word hence or therefore in your translation. That means that everything that came before this, there's a great conclusion. There's all this preceding truth about Christ's priesthood. Well, therefore what? What do we conclude? Well, that's verse 25. We conclude he is able to save forever those who draw near to God through him, since he always lives to make intercession for them. Verses 1 through 24 are a bit complex, and you actually have to put some mental effort and earnest effort into really understanding them. But verse 25 is wonderfully plain. That's our focus today. And it has three parts. One is Jesus is able to save completely. That's a great promise. Number two, he always lives to make intercession for us. And number three, this eternal salvation, this eternal intercession is available to those who draw near to God through Christ. This verse is actually fundamental to the story of Christmas. While our familiarity with the Christmas can breed indifference or complacency or maybe just a lack of full appreciation, the central aspect of the birth of Jesus is that a Savior was born. And that Savior Jesus is able to save forever, and that he will always and is always making intercession for us. There's kind of this cool linkage, or this profound, if you will, linkage between the two, and it's very important. It's made explicit in the verse. It says he's able to save us completely forever, since he always lives to make intercession for us. In other words, our future eternal salvation hangs on Christ's ongoing intercession for us. Now, this implies two things. These are the two things we're going to look at today. It implies two things. First, it answers the question, what do we need to be saved from? I think we forget at times, even as Jesus followers, what the answer to that question is. What do we need to be saved from? The implication in this passage is we need to be saved from God. At the heart of Christmas is the grim reality that there's a darkness that separates humanity from God, that brings its devastation into the world. Sin is not just a list of wrongs, but it's a rebellion against a holy and righteous God. And how's God feel about that? Well, here's an example in Hebrews 10. We know him who said, "Vengeance is mine, I will repay." And again, the Lord will judge his people. It is a terrifying thing to fall into the hands of the living God. Specifically, we need to be saved from what Romans 1, how it says it, the wrath of God. That's why we celebrate Christmas. That's why we need a Savior. Because if we don't have a Savior, the only thing in store for us is the wrath of God because of our sin, our ungodliness, and our unrighteousness. Being saved is no small or quaint or trivial thing. The stakes are astoundingly high. That's why the coming of Jesus is not just a cute nativity story, but it's this profound, as I said earlier, intervention in this cosmic struggle between sin and righteousness. And evidently, Jesus continually, not just once, but continually in an ongoing way, inserts himself between us and God as as an asbestos shield against God's white-hot anger against sin. Jesus, as a Savior, as a light coming into the world, can only be properly and adequately understood when we grasp the darkness of sin and its weight, and that its weight and consequences are severe. What we learn here in Hebrews is that Christ can save us. He can save us from ever. He can forever. He can save us from the wrath of God because he intercedes forever with God. Another way to think about it is this. The major problems in our world and in our lives, they're not our troubled marriages. They're not our difficult job situations. They're not the financial pressures or the school exams we face. It's not our failing health. It's not our surrounding cultural and moral decay. The main problem in the world, everybody's problem, is how to be reconciled to God so that we escape his terrifying wrath at the judgment. That's it. That's the main problem. And thankfully, there's an answer to the problem. And the answer to the problem was all over the passage we just read in Hebrews, the priesthood. That's the answer. And specifically, the superior priesthood of Jesus. The reason why in the Old Testament there were priests is that priests were needed to intercede for us with God. And they would enter, the holy places where we're not allowed to go. And they took sacrifices so that our sins would be forgiven. All of the Old Testament priestly system was meant to teach us these things. Teach us about our sin, teach us about the holiness of God, teach us about the wrath of God, teach us about the inescapable judgment that's coming on all of us. That's what it was meant to teach. And the point of it all was this, that God does have a way to be right with him. In the Old Testament, he provided priests, but in these new days, he's provided his son, the final high priest. So the reason for all this talk about Jesus' relation to Melchizedek in those 24 verses, 1 to 24 there in Hebrews 7, is because the eternal and superior priesthood of Jesus is you and I's only hope of salvation. Since God's wrath and his attitude towards sin never changes, there's only one hope for sinners like you and me. We must have a faithful high priest who will intercede for us forever. If you look back in the earlier verses in Hebrews, you just kind of scroll back up to some of those. Look at how Jesus fulfills this role as no other priest ever has. We need a king of righteousness. We have that in Jesus. That's back in verse 2. We need a king of peace, like Angie was talking about. Yeah, that's in verse 2. We need someone without beginning or end, an eternal person. Yep, that's verse 3. We need someone who has an indestructible life. Yep, verse 16, who will never die or never need to be replaced. All the other priests were dying and continually needed to be replaced. That's verses 23 and 24. We need someone greater than Abraham and greater than Levi, someone like Melchizedek who blessed Abraham. Yeah, that was back in verses 6 and 7. And who received tithes from Abraham and in a sense even from Levi via Abraham. We needed a new and greater priest so that we could have perfection because the old system, it said, verse 11, was not perfect. The Levitical priesthood was not perfect. All the priesthood could do in the Old Testament was point to one coming in the future that would be greater and far superior in the order, if you will, of Melchizedek, whose sacrifice of himself and his eternal intercession would guarantee salvation for all God's people. So the first implication of verse 25 is that all this truth about the priesthood is because we need saving from the wrath of God. And God's way of solving that was not, hey, you guys go figure it out. God has to do it for us, and he's done it. He ordains a priest. He ordains his son. He sends Jesus, and he comes down and he does the job. And don't make any mistakes here. It's not as though Jesus, the priest, loves us and God doesn't. God the Father ordained the priesthood for our salvation. It was his idea. He sent the priest. It was his own son who he sent to serve in this role. And God loves him and loves us infinitely. As one commentator put it, I love this. All of this we're talking about today, if you sum it up, it's the love of God rescuing us from the wrath of God in such a way that the justice of God is vindicated and the glory of God is exalted. That's what's happening at Christmas. Most Christmas songs do not capture this. And you and I won't be able to grasp this if we're hurried and frenzied this Advent season. We need to take some time to dig in to capture some of these rich and more meaningful truths of Christmas so we can appropriately appreciate the profound depths of the season we're entering into. The second significant implication, second of two of verse 25, is this. Our future salvation depends on the active and ongoing work of Jesus forever and ever. Not just on the past work of Jesus, not just on your past commitments and declarations and decisions. It says Jesus Christ is able to save forever since he always lives to make intercession for us. In other words, he would not be able to save us forever if he didn't go on interceding for us forever. This means our salvation is as secure as Jesus' priesthood is indestructible. That's why we needed a priest so much greater than any human. It was Christ's godliness and his deity that secured this indestructible and eternal priesthood. This means that we should never talk about our salvation in static terms the way we often do. As if Jesus did something once in an act of decision, and Jesus did something once when he died and rose again, and that's all there is to it. That's not all there is to it. This very day, you and I are being saved by the eternal intercession of Jesus in heaven. He's currently, right now, praying for us and our salvation. It's kind of an interesting thing to think about the eternal and ongoing prayers of Jesus, that he's perpetually nonstop in motion praying for us. The same idea is seen here in Romans 8. Jesus is at the right hand of God and is also interceding for us, present tense, right now, actively doing it. And he's also advocating for us. And if anyone sins, we have an advocate with the Father, Jesus Christ, 1 John 2:1. So we have Jesus who is in heaven as our high priest, and he's praying for us, he's advocating for us, he's interceding for us, and his prayers get answered because he prays perfectly, and he's resting on the perfect sacrifice he made to make those prayers perfectly. So an obvious question then comes to mind, what's he praying about? What's he praying for you and I? I mean, he's doing this forever and ever, praying, interceding. What do we need from him? Forever in order to be saved. I think we stick with this verse here in Hebrews 7:25. He's able to save forever those who draw near to him. I mean, evidently we need to draw near to God through Jesus. The tense in this verse is of drawing near indicates a present continuous action. It's not a single action in the past. He's not saying God is able to save those forever who once drew near to him, but rather those who go on drawing near to him. If we do not go on drawing near to God, then we have no basis for thinking that we're being saved by Jesus, according to Hebrews 7, verse 25. But if we're honest, we all know that our drawing near to God is highly imperfect. We have our spiritual ups and downs. Our faith waxes and wanes. So does this mean we're left in a lurch? If I'm not currently drawing near to God, am I okay? Is my salvation in jeopardy? I think to answer this, we need to look at an example when our high priest Jesus was on earth, acting in a priestly manner with a specific person, Simon. Simon, Simon, behold, Satan has demanded permission to sift you like wheat, but I have prayed for you that your faith may not fail. And you, when once you have turned again, strengthen your brothers. So even for Simon, while Jesus was still on earth, Jesus was praying and interceding for him. And what was he praying and interceding for? It was for our faith. It was for Simon's faith. It said his faith would not fail. So if you look back to that previous, what's Jesus praying for? He's praying for your faith. He's going to help you in your faith. He's going to see you through your ups and downs, just like he did with Simon. And he was so confident, Jesus was, in his prayer for Peter, that he said, when once you have turned, not if you turn again. So even though Peter stumbled in denial, his faith did not utterly fail because Jesus' prayers wouldn't permit that. I believe that this is what the Lord prays for you and me. He prays for our faith in him. He prays that even though we stumble, we'll get back up again and come back to Jesus. It's so encouraging to know that God doesn't leave us alone to solely do this ourselves and figure this out ourselves. Hebrews 13 speaks of it this way. And though he may work in us, and may he work in us, what is pleasing to him through Jesus Christ. One of the things that's pleasing in God's sight is that his people keep drawing near to him forever and ever. And God is working in you and I right now to achieve that very thing. God's going to work in you to draw near to him because that's pleasing to him. And he's got an advocate and helper, Jesus, through Jesus. How do I keep my faith going to do what is pleasing? It's Jesus working in me. It's Jesus interceding for me. It's Jesus praying for me that's going to help me get to do what is pleasing, that will please God, and the work of God being carried out through Jesus himself in this way for us. Jesus' prayers for our faith and that we would continue to draw near, which is ultimately the very thing we need to be successful and triumphant in our walk with God. Only with Jesus, only through Jesus can we succeed in this. Only with God working in us, God doing his part, far more than what you do, is what God and Jesus does in our lives. It's so that we can succeed. This ought to give us both great security and great hope that we can make it to the end. So God's call to us this Christmas is draw near. Kind of come one, come all. Jesus is wonderful as a priest. He's loving, he's merciful, he's compassionate, he's patient. Jesus is different than any other God that humanity's created or tried to worship, because only Christianity offers this priest Jesus who gets off his throne, comes down into human history, humbly serves, loves you, befriends with you, walks with you, intercedes for you, gives you grace and mercy. And then when we stumble in doing what he's asked us to do, he's there then to help us keep doing and being victorious, just like he did with Peter. To stay in the game. That's the priestly role of Jesus. So, I don't know in a crowd this size where everybody is at this Christmas in their faith and in their drawing near to God. Maybe someone here in need of mercy from God, or help, or hope, or some understanding. Maybe you've just gotten off track a bit in life. You need a friend. Maybe you're in a position you never thought you'd find yourself in. Maybe others, as we alluded to earlier, you're just enduring heartache this time of year. Grief, sad. You're like, yep, Blue Christmas, that's me. The verse I love most regarding Jesus' invitation for all to come and draw near, no matter where they find themselves, is this priestly passage in Hebrews here. For we do not have a high priest who cannot sympathize with our weaknesses, but one who has been tempted in all things as we are, yet without sin. Therefore, let us draw near with confidence to the throne of grace, so that we may receive mercy and find grace to help in time of need. We do not have a high priest, Jesus, who is unable to what? Sympathize. Yeah, Jesus is sympathetic to every person, each person in here. You might say, I'm being tempted right now. Well, Jesus was tempted. You can run to him and he'll help you. You might say, I'm feeling weak. I'm sick. I'm suffering. I'm disappointed. Just things have gone bad. Or maybe I'm confused. Or maybe I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Jesus sympathizes. Jesus, through God, came to earth and lived a human life. He's been tempted. His friends have betrayed him. He had a family turn his back on them. He's been flat broke, homeless, unemployed, rejected, lied about. He's been sick. He's lost people he loved. He gets you. He sympathizes and understands where we are. And when we need him the most in that time of need, we can draw near to him confidently. Why? Because we know that Jesus loves us very deeply, affectionately, tenderly, and is rooting for us every step of the way. And for those who don't have a relationship maybe with God here today, I encourage you to just not live another year knowing there's something more to life than maybe what you've been doing. Christmas is the perfect time to draw near to God. For Jesus, born in a manger, is no normal baby. He is able to save forever those who draw near to God through him, since he always lives to make intercession for them. Amen? Amen. To help us kind of grow and apply what we learn from Scriptures, we often take a time to talk over a question with a few people around us. And here's today's Talk It Over question. What can you do this Advent to prevent the sentimentality and busyness of the Christmas season from overshadowing the miracle we have in Priest Jesus? So let's just devote some time to talking about that with a few people around you, and then we'll be dismissed here in the next 5-7 minutes. So, amen. Thanks for coming, everybody.